All right, so we're going to look at how to take a collection of support documents and make that a chatbot. The next version, though, of this will take it a little further, where the questions the user is asking will then become another collection that we can then send support emails about. That will make more sense in the next video. So in this case, I have a collection where I uploaded a bunch of documents. These are just fake documents I had ChatGPT write, which just talk about how to use Microsoft Word. And obviously a user can chat with the particular documents like normal, where they can ask, how do I do a mail merge? And you'll see it gave them an answer based on the fake support docs. And it will reference the sources so that we can see, where it found that information. And then we have the prompt history, which again will come in handy later on as we allow the users using the system to really build powerful prompts. All right, so instead of having the user come to the system, what we're going to do is create a chat output. So we're going to make an API for the chat widget to talk to. So call it that. And now we're going to use an existing prompt. It's a chatbot support prompt. So again, you as a user can rewrite this all you want. We just want to make it as easy as possible to write prompts. And we just say, hey, as your support chat widget, stick to the context of the data we're giving you, format it as text, and that's it. And we just leave these here, and it will explain it more up here after. But these are just how the system knows where to put the related data. And then we generate a token for communication. And that's it. So now we have a way to talk to this system. Now I have to go into the chat widget and just add these two things. So let's go to the chat widget, which I'll show it, but it's so basic. So the chat widget just says the URL, and then the key, which again are in JavaScript, so they are public, but it's read only to the key, and we're not using data that can be that should be private, because it wouldn't have a chat widget. And if only a authenticated user could use this widget, then again, you'd have to have more security. Either this particular layer chain install would have to have a certain VPN authentication, or you can use the token to authenticate the user. And we can go through that later. There's a lot of little things you could do to pass over the session. Okay, so now that the widget has some information, we can go to it. Now I'm running it inside of, you'll see the dark title bar. It just shows it's a private version of Firefox. So you see I don't have any sessions here, nothing special here. Okay, and so now it goes back to the system we made, and that system is building up the question. It's searching the documents, it's finding related content, and then it's only sticking to that content to answer. And it just answers here. So, I mean, that's how your RAG system, your Retrieval Augmented Generation system, can do more than just be a document search. It becomes a support system. Imagine this too, which I'll show in the next video. Every time a customer sends a question, we start building up a chat history of those questions, even to the point where that is a collection with its own chat that we can then email off to support at the end of the day or every hour. Or when the customer on the other end says, like if they want support, we can then reach out to them and let them know this customer wants support. So we could email the customer, or this particular prompt, or any prompt that's clearly saying they're sick of the chat, they want support, would go to the right support team. So you really can see how this system can become more than just a document search. And again, we did all this with no coding. A user uploaded all their documents here for support for the product. They could even get it through other sources, through an API, through email. Obviously, that would be tricky. Through searching the web, through webhooks, which is the API. So your CMS could send all its data here, or it could eventually fetch that data too pretty easily with a sitemap or a feed. And again, the user doesn't have to do any code for that. And as we saw with this, I get that power of prompting where the user's question is answered based off of my prompt, not a generic prompt. So that's really some of the more important parts here going on.